Hey, y'all, and welcome again to another episode of Two Beards Podcast. I am Nick. This is Levi, and we are surprise drinking some beer today. Right? It's crazy, dog. It's crazy. Levi, what are we cracking open today?
We are drinking the homegrown beer release number 8 Fresh Hop India Pale Ale from Balebreaker.
True. I haven't had this yet.
You think they could shorten the name?
like giving us something. I think so I think homegrown beer that no. Yeah, there's just no getting around it. You kind of have to say it all.
Actually, just homegrown number 8 would be great.
That would be great. I think that would totally do it. I don't think you need to reiterate that it's beer. I feel like we all kind of had that concept going into it, It's nice that it tells us it's a fresh hop IPA. And maybe that part actually isn't part of the name. Maybe I just threw that in there a little,
I don't know,
too much. But yeah, so anyways, this is something kind of cool that I actually didn't even realize that they were doing is
since 2019.
Yeah. Exactly. They've started growing their own malts at Balebreaker, as well as hops, which I think they've done pretty much the whole time they've existed. And so their homegrown series is basically just them using all, surprise, homegrown ingredients. And so
this is the 8th one.
This is the 8th one of that, allegedly, and it's probably a fresh hop IPA if I were to guess. So... yeah, I haven't had this yet. You haven't had this yet. This is our second fresh hop of the season, and I'm excited.
I mean, just already, I just know it's going to be better than the other one, simply because it's Balebreaker.
Absolutely,
so
that's a
one
fact.
of our favorite breweries. Yeah,
6.5%, 55 IBUs.
Those matter.
Not that those matter. If you want to have some drinks of yours, I'll kind of go through what's in this bad boy. So malt-wise, again, allegedly, it's all homegrown. They got Pilsner malt, Pale, Munich, and maltodextrin, or just dextrin. I don't know. And hop-wise, in the little descriptor thingy, they only say that the Simcoe were wet hops. It doesn't specifically call out the rest of them, so I don't know if they're all wet hops, if it's just the Simcoe that is.
Ironically, we talked about it last week where we said that it's probably preferable that something isn't fully fresh hopped, because I feel like you lack some of the nuances and hoppiness.
No, 100%. No, I it's funny, when I was filling this out today, I thought about that too. It was like, we just talked about this last week. That's funny. So I think it is just fresh Simcoe. And then the rest, you got Citra, Mosaic, HBC 630, and Talus. So,
What is the percentage of alcohol in a beer that it would be remarkable to you? Not like remarkable as in, wow, that's a fuck ton of alcohol, but like remarkable as in it would register in your brain and something that you might comment on.
Okay, so something that's not completely overwhelming, but something that just gets past the ticker of, that's up there.
Exactly.
Okay. I think, that's I'm kind of back and forth between 10 and 11% for me.
Okay.
I think 8s are pretty common, especially when you're talking about double IPAs.
Yeah, I was going to say over 8.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's significant, right?
That's
like
you're getting up there.
You're getting up there.
Yeah.
10 is probably where you're like, that's a big boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
8 to 10, I agree with you. It's probably not like, especially like if you're drinking a double IPA or a stout, you're probably like, that's pretty standard.
Yeah. Yeah. 9s aren't the most common, but you'll see them.
Yeah.
10 is, again, 10 you're like,
that 10 range, you're like, that's a big boy.
Yeah, that's hefty.
Yeah, I just, So I was listening to a podcast yesterday, I think,
Okay.
and the podcast host was having a beer, and his two guests were having some kind of whiskey. And he like commented, and he's like, "Here I am thinking I was having a time because I'm drinking like," and he says like a 7.5% or an 8%, and I was like, why is that like a
why
high percent? Like that
Yeah.
seems pretty standard. Like I wouldn't remark on the alcohol content for like a mid-sevens beer personally.
I don't think I would even comment on it until it hits 9%. I think 9%, I'm like, whoa, we're getting somewhere. I don't think I would even comment on it. The only exception to that is if it's like, I'm drinking a Miller Lite beer and it's like what's the Montucky, where it's like 8%.
And it's a lager.
Yeah, and it's a lager. And
it's a 16-ounce can.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to comment on because it's just abnormal for that beer style.
Yeah.
But when you're talking like IPAs or a pale ale or, anything like that, like 7, even 8%, like my mind's not blown yet.
It also just sounds like it got me on a tangent in my brain while the podcast was playing. And there are people out there that like, the price of a beer, what factors into it is the percentage of alcohol to them. And that also blows my mind.
Yeah. No,
like, have you heard people say that before? Like, get my money's worth out of this.
Yeah, no.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I absolutely have. And it's like these super crusty frat boys typically that, maybe they're not like in a frat, maybe they've never been in a frat, but I mean, it's that type of dude, like that type of guy. Maybe, he smokes one too many joints in a week, and he's just like stoked on a high ABV. I feel like if you're a normal fucking person and you just enjoy the taste of beer, like ABV is not the goal for you.
Yeah, and it's all it is just alcohol by volume. Like, I just don't understand the connection, really.
Like, just drink more and you will have more alcohol, I don't.
Well, and it's always this price thing, and then it's like weird because it's like that. Like, then what does alcohol by volume have to do with it? Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah. Well,
99% alcohol is pretty fucking cheap at the store. Like,
that's true.
Go drink that then, bitch.
That is true. Yeah, I guess I never think of it that way. I was thinking out very narrow-mindedly, like specifically just beer and ABV in that standpoint. And like, sure, it's common to have, less alcoholic beers be a little cheaper. I mean, not significantly, like what's $1 more a beer for, however many more percent, even if it's like 2 or 3 more percent, it's like just $1. It's not that big of a deal. And I never think, oh yeah, get my money's worth.
Yeah, it's just odd.
Like, no, like I drink my fishing buddy and I'm like, I'm getting my money's worth. It was fucking delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to do with it. I don't even know how much alcohol is in that, actually.
I have no idea.
But it's delicious.
Yep.
Totally worth it.
I think it's actually a little bit higher, but
sure.
For a lager.
Yeah.
Probably not 8% like the Montucky. Montucky's a weird.
Yeah.
But delicious.
Yeah, it is. That's a banger.
And dangerous.
True.
That beer is so good to drink with whiskey.
Yeah.
A shot of whiskey and a Montucky.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But you're just like lying to yourself if you don't know that you're going to get fucked up.
Oh, yeah. No, it happens so quick after like 2 of them. You're like, whoa, we are somewhere now.
Like the alcohol hasn't even like hit you yet.
No, not at all.
And then it just, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, The hops, if you haven't noticed, these are hops. They're not just green blobs laying around, which they actually kind of are. But
Yeah.
we got some hops laying around here. They are Zeus, to be specific. And I was told they were stinky feet. And I was like, no, because I was like,
They're hops.
They're hops.
They can't be stinky.
yeah. I was out in Yakima this past weekend, and so I was up in the kiln, and they're like, it's stinky feet. I'm like, no, it smells really good up in here. I like it. And then I grabbed a handful of them and left them in my car for a couple days, and I now know what they mean when they say stinky feet, and they're not lying. So anyways, I say all of that basically to say that I feel like that's affecting my experience with this beer a little bit. I don't know about you. I'm getting a nose full right now of these guys, though. However, aside from that, I think I can still depict this is quite tasty. I am enjoying this a lot.
I think it's okay. My complaint is that it's very herbal,
Which I'm partial to.
and it's like I'm eating a salad and drinking a beer.
So you're wanting a little more of the Citra mosaic.
Yeah,
What you're telling me.
probably, and
Like it's got a nice bitterness, but
it does have good bitterness.
but it's quite herbally, like you said. It doesn't. There's not a lot of hop body. There's a lot of body to the beer, but it's not hop.
I'm
body.
like chewing on spinach after I drink every drink, and it's it's not bad. Like I don't dislike spinach, but
sure, it's just kind of the experience you equated to.
yeah,
I get what you mean. I totally get what you mean, and I'm not experiencing that. I think I just like that. Like you're borderline getting
Sure.
a little bit of cotton mouth, like borderline.
it's true. You do like that, which is
yeah.
weird because you also don't call wine sand,
For that reason, I don't like it. That is odd.
and you like this style of beer because you're like, it makes me thirsty and I want to drink more. Okay.
I am very aware that my preference and standards of wine make no sense.
Is wrong.
Yep.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
It's contradictory.
Yep. And it's just wrong. I don't know if you mentioned that. Yeah. I don't
think I did.
No, I don't think
But
you did. But
it
it's
can't be
wrong.
overstated anyways. So.
That is true. So I'm aware of those things. And I don't know if that makes it better, but it certainly makes it what it is. So, I don't know. Wine's just not for me.
All that to say is, I think that this beer would be better with some food. I don't know what food I would pair with it, but I do think in order to help wash out that vegetalness, it'd probably be enjoyed best with some kind of snack.
Now you got me thinking. Like I don't know if I want to commit to it, but my mind
Don't say a burger.
No, my mind quickly went to steak nachos.
Okay.
That's what I went. That's where I went first.
I appreciate the specificity because 9 out of 10 times you say a burger would be great with this, and it's like, well,
No
yeah,
shit, it's a
burgers,
beer.
Yeah, every beer. I don't know.
That's fair.
And then if you would have said nachos, I'm like, come on. Obviously, cheese and chips also great with everything. But then you said steak nachos, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I see you.
I'm growing. I'm getting better as a person.
On that line, I would also say like a good salsa on said steak nachos.
Yeah.
Or just by itself would be delicious.
I think and I don't normally go for it, but I could do pico with this. I would like some pico. So
some like classic Tulia's street tacos with this. I could throw some down.
oh yeah, absolutely. I like doing that. I like I don't know, for lack of a better phrase, mixing up the cultures.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I feel like typically with tacos, a lot of people go really like light beers, especially a lot of people just characteristically go Mexican lager.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a place for that. I also agree with you that not all the time.
Yeah, not all the time. Like mix it up. Go like heavy IPA like this. That's kind of nice.
Especially if you can find tacos that have a really spicy salsa.
Mm-hmm.
then I prefer like a much bolder beer.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
So
My tongue goes through a whirlwind of feelings, though, because carbonation in general, it doesn't even matter if it's soda, just carbonation and spicy things kind of wreck me a little.
yeah,
Tongue-wise, yeah.
I just accept it.
Oh, yeah, right. I do as well, but it's like, I don't know. I guess I'm just more of a bitch about it.
I love like a really fucking spicy curry that's like making your like nose just pour, you're sweating,
Yeah.
and then just washing it down with this like Total Domination and Kasi style IPA.
Yeah.
You're like,
I feel that. Well, there's also like a threshold for me, because then once I'm already just wrecked by the food alone, then it's like, yeah, just bring on the pain. Like, let's just keep this going, you know?
The other thing is, it's like, you know, when you eat like spicy food, it really only hits you when you stop eating.
Right. Yeah.
So you'll be like scarfing down a curry and you'll drink a beer, and then it doesn't help you in any way. And then a little bit kind of makes it worse. So you're just forced to get right back into the curry. And then like 40 seconds later, you're like, where'd all my food go?
Yeah, honestly. That and drink.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because
Three beers, actually. I got them lined up.
Ideally, you want to save some rice to kind of help you through at the end.
That rice and naan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, naan. Yeah.
Which is so difficult because you never have enough naan.
It's gone
to make it through the spice level.
It's gone it's gone like by halfway of the curry. You're halfway done with the curry and your naan's just gone. You're like, oh, I wish I had some more just to put this curry on. And then you get to the end of the curry, you're like, I just wish I had anything to put in my mouth to get rid of this pain.
Anything that has butter on it, please.
Please, just please. Gosh. I was thinking actually yesterday that I haven't had Indian curry in quite some time. And I almost ordered some.
We got one relatively recently.
Yeah.
I don't think I ordered it though, so couldn't tell you where.
That's fair. No, I went to order. Actually, I even went to order it. That place, Maharaj, is it? By out in Fife or Federal Way area.
Yeah.
It was Monday, and on DoorDash, they were like, "Oh, it doesn't open till 3." I'm like, this is new, and I don't like it.
You know, I think we got Little India Express. Our first time going there, we didn't like it, so we never went back. But I think we did that again, and it was pretty good.
Nice.
I think that's where we got it.
I'll do that every now and then, depending on how bad the experience was.
Yeah, we just really wanted curry.
Sure.
And we're like, this is the best place that we can. This isn't a place that we hated. So
yeah, and it's within reach currently. Yeah,
exactly.
I get that. That's a big proponent. There's a lot of times where it's like, man, that sounds good. Don't want to drive there, and certainly can't get it delivered. So sad times. Yeah, I like this. I could drink this all night. This is delicious. I was going to give you both of these beers, but I might even dip into the second. I'm getting too low. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Actually,
I figured that we would.
I fucked up. I have beer to give you, and I did not bring it. So have to do that tomorrow.
Do we have another podcast beer?
We have another podcast beer. Yep.
Another fresh hop? Or?
I don't think it's fresh hop.
Okay.
But it is another Bale Breaker, and it's a collab between them and the YCH. I think they changed their name, but Yakima Chief Hops.
Oh yeah.
But I think they changed their name. I can't remember what to. But anyways, they've done a few collaborations, and that is fucking good.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Sweet. I'm excited.
Quite tasty. Yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck. I've been camping Georgetown's fucking socials.
Yeah, you have to.
I have been camping.
And you gotta just like leave.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm prepared to be like, Levi, we're going to Seattle
right now.
not like, oh, a couple. No, we're going now.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anything worthwhile. They posted something about one fresh hop, and it looked pretty good, but not enough. It's no Johnny Utah and it's no Bodie, so it's not gonna force me to drive up there.
Dude, Johnny Utah. If they make a Johnny Utah fresh hop,
right? I know. I keep Keith always boasts about the fresh hop Bodie, and I'm like, oh my god, I would die.
It'd be great.
Yeah, but
Johnny.
Good one said.
I don't know the last time I had a Johnny, which is unfortunate.
You gotta space it out. We've talked about this multiple times because you don't want to. We've both done this with Bodie, where we drink too much within a short amount of time.
Yeah,
to where we kind of get used to the taste. Not that it's bad, but we get used to it, so it's not as good to us. And I certainly don't want to do that with Johnny Utah because of how much I enjoy that beer.
The other thing too, like I think a lot of it's just been because it's been summer the past, forever.
Yeah, we've had a fantastic summer.
Yeah, we had a great summer, and it's just like it felt like we were never home.
Right.
Like I don't know the last time I grabbed a beer out of my fridge that wasn't like a Bud Light or something.
This is like one of the first times I bought beer in a while.
Yeah,
honestly. That's the other thing too, is like I feel like we both have scaled down how much beer we drink at home in general.
Yeah.
So that on top of just being out all the time, and then even when we are home, it's like, I could do a fucking margarita right now. I could do a fucking old fashioned right now. I could do a little Aperol spritz.
When I'm like coming back from Florida and everything in the cabin, and like I've just like
multiple vacations
jumped back into the diet 100%. So like on weekdays, like I just don't drink.
Sure. Yeah. I was doing really good. Not even half purposefully, half just by chance, where I'm just really not drinking in the week.
Yeah.
And then I went to Rail Breaker, and I think like early in the week I had just seen something. It's Breakside's like unicorn something.
Yeah, I know what you're.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, that looks nice. Like I haven't had that yet, and looked it up, and it didn't look totally repulsive. So like, I'll try it. It's pretty good. It's very, very light.
I think all of their beers, I always think like they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Like 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10.
Sure. Yeah.
Good. Worth buying.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But like, rarely am I like, oh, I need to get that again.
Not often. There was one. You're gonna remember before me, but I don't even have any words to even give you any clues at all. I just know there was one beer where I was like, that's a really good beer. Oh, Breakside, you don't say.
They have one of the nice things about Breakside is they have the like 19-ounce bottles.
Yeah.
So they have one with like a geometric wolf on it. I can't remember the name of that one, and that one's pretty good.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
They have one other one that I can't remember the name of as well. But both of those, I always think like, oh, this is pretty good. And I always like having like a bottle to drink out of, frankly. I just don't drink a lot of IPAs anymore that are served in bottles. A lot of them are just kind of like mediocre IPAs at this point. A lot of the breweries that make good beer, they can everything, which
I get it.
Makes sense.
Yep.
The beer stays better that way, and they're best enjoyed out of a glass. But there's sometimes
cheaper for them,
and it's cheaper. There's sometimes I'm like, I want a beer out of a bottle.
Yeah,
it feels nice. So,
and that's why we live the high life.
That's true. Last time I was at Boom Boom Room, no High Lifes.
Wow. And they don't have PBR. And the owner's upset about that even.
Yeah.
So that's even more precarious, if that's the correct word to use.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Precarious?
she's like, I think I have one more High Life.
Ooh.
And then she walked out and she's like, just kidding, I don't have a High Life.
That is sad news.
And she's like, do you want the Ziggy Zoggy Lager? And I said, no.
No, I absolutely do not. Thank you, but actually never.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's like a pretty decent lager, but
It's fine.
It's not the high life, and equating it to the high life is offensive.
I'll be honest. Objectively, 10 out of 10 times, I'd rather get High Life than the Ziggy Zoggy.
I think you got the Ziggy Zoggy.
Did get the
last,
Ziggy
and
Zoggy.
You didn't like it. I remember that.
It was
now.
very fine.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I do
this
remember
is
that.
nothing
now.
special. I wish I would have gotten a High Life. Is what happened.
True.
So they have Rainier.
No.
What is going on?
Yeah, they didn't have Rainier. So I think I said the High Life, and she's like, I think that's my last one. I don't even have Rainier anymore.
Wow.
I was like, but like that's pretty easy beer to get.
Additionally, I don't expect people that go there to order a Rainier.
Yeah.
They're either ordering a fancy beer or a cocktail.
Yeah.
Is what I would peg the people for.
I mean,
Maybe I'm wrong.
the problem is they don't have a great beer selection in general. Like their IPAs are Elysian out of a bottle or the Black Raven.
They're a cocktail bar.
They are 100%.
They're a cocktail bar.
But like, I feel like if you're going to have that little amount of beer selection, you should probably have like a good beer on tap.
Just put Bodhi on tap. Just get with the program. And
It's
do
so
that.
easy.
Yeah. And it's better than Manny's. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I actually don't even understand why Manny's is the cornerstone beer on all taps out here. Manny's is fine.
Well, okay.
I mean,
I don't think it is anymore.
Okay, that's good.
But also, Manny's existed a long time before.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Like even the whole craft beer scene.
That makes sense.
Manny's was on tap like when I was in high school.
Sure. So that was the craft beer. I mean, I don't even need to put it in quotes. That was the craft beer at the time.
That and Mac and Jack's were like the shit.
Which I see their tap handles and get confused between the two every time. I like Manny's. I don't really like Mac and Jack's. And I see Mac and Jack's and I think it's Manny's and I get it. And it's a bad time for me.
Yes, they are totally different.
That is
beers.
what happens to
and
me.
Manny's is pretty decent.
It's the same thing that I always. Well, I've told you that
Mac
happens.
and Jack's is an amber, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
And Manny's is a pale.
Pale, yeah. But the same thing happens to me with that Through Floyd's, the Indiana Brewing Company.
Yeah,
Or
I know.
it's the Gumball Head and I'm drawing a blank on what the other one was, but one of them is good and the other one is very, very mediocre / not good. So
And you got us the mediocre one.
I did.
/ not good, because I don't think it is good.
but it was good with orange juice. It was good when you drown it in sugar.
Weird how that happens.
Actually, I thought that worked out pretty well. It worked. It was really good with the orange juice, in my opinion. But by itself, it was very not good.
This would probably be pretty good with a deep dish pizza.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fucking bomb. Especially at Art of Pizza. The one we got last time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's the thing. Everyone goes to Giordano's.
Giordano's and Illuminati's.
Yeah. And even so I will say, I think we've talked about this before. I'll say Illuminati's is better because their sauce is fine, but their crust is great. Where Giordano's crust is ass, but their sauce is better than Illuminati's.
I just think
They're both not great.
as a Chicagoan,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fuck with either of them anymore.
No, and you don't need to.
And I am just gonna figure out the hole in the wall pizza places
Yes.
because I've done them. And I don't need to do them again.
No,
So, like,
that's tourist shit.
yeah, fuck it.
You're a regular.
Exactly.
Is
I've
what
been
it
there
is.
like 3 times.
Is what it is. It's whatever.
Easy.
It's not a big deal. Well, like it is, but not to him.
Yeah, it is, but
Not to him.
no.
But Man, that reminds me, guys. Oh, there's some damn good thin crust. There's just some fucking good pizza out there, man. Shit. People just don't know what the fuck they're doing out here. And that sounds snobby, but you can objectively say how true that is.
And you're not even saying that just from like, I mean, you are saying that from a Chicago perspective, but the other thing is like Washington just doesn't have great pizza.
And not many options either. Because I think even Washington knows they don't have great pizza, and that's why most people don't even do it.
Yeah, it's probably true.
There's just like, and even E9, where it's like, okay, really, they're a brewery, but they have the best pizza in town. It's
objectively
hilarious.
the best pizza, and I don't know the last time I've had it.
Yeah, it's been a little bit for you, huh?
Yeah, there was a couple times where the oven was just too hot, and it just didn't get cooked, and I kind of just got the crust. I don't know if it was a texture and or taste thing or what it was.
It was
but
both.
It kind of reminded me of Play-Doh.
Ooh, yeah.
And it really got me. It was really off-putting to me. So I just kind of was like, I think I'm good for now, and I just haven't had it in like a couple months.
Wow, really that long?
Yeah.
They've had a couple banger specials, one of which I missed.
Yeah, I don't know. I just every time I go, I'm like,
Sure, I get it. I get it. I roll the dice. I'm willing to accept what they give me.
Well, I think like when you don't like, if you don't have a really bad experience,
Right. Yep, that makes sense.
like once something is off-putting to you, even though it's not like regularly off-putting, once something is off-putting, it just like sticks with your brain. You're like,
Additionally, for probably half the cost, you can make your own, and it's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing is
So-
I really leveled up my pizza game, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I make the best pizza in Tacoma.
Yeah,
Outside of like my dad.
right.
But like compared to any restaurant I could go to,
Yeah.
I make the best pizza. So I'm like, why?
Yep. You know, it's actually I was talking. It's funny now that we're on pizza. I was talking with Renee and Elizabeth the other day, and I was saying how your dad's pizza, even since I've known him, has gotten better.
Yeah.
Like it was good, and it was really good, and it is now on another level even now. And so I know you despise it with every fiber in existence, but I would love that peach balsamic shit.
Ugh,
Oh
disgusting.
Man, just because he has improved so much already, it was good then, and I can't imagine how good it is now.
Peach and figs and balsamic and honey.
God, yeah, it makes no sense for a pizza, but fuck, is it good?
Think maybe me getting good at pizza scared him into leveling up his game.
I'm just going to say that's a fact, actually. That's what's happened.
That's just canon now.
Knowing both of you, yeah, that's just canon. That is what happened.
I made a couple really good pizzas, and he's like, fuck.
Can't have this.
He's like, I'll let Levi have steak.
Yeah. Sure.
Can't let him have pizza.
No. That's my bread and butter, quite literally. You know, there's just that's not happening. I get that. What are we doing here, mate? Are we gonna go through this in this last drink, or are we gonna open a second?
I think we're gonna have to open a second.
I think so
honestly.
too. Are you enjoying it the same, more or less?
I'm starting to enjoy it more now that my mouth has adjusted to the vegetalness.
Yeah, mine's less dry actually.
I still taste the spinach, but
Sure. It's better.
I'm working my way through it.
Downtown?
No, not
You're like
quite.
in the suburbs right now? Like maybe like 56th Street?
I'm in like the arts district, you know, like those are
Sure.
next to downtowns. Somewhere in there, like you're like, is this nice or is it just kind of cool but kind of shitty? Hi Alexa.
Mm.
Is this kind of shitty? It's kind of dirty and gross because artists are poor, but like it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it kind of has that, it's like purposeful industrial thing going on.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
That makes sense. That's a pretty fair assessment, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's very honest of you. I'm with you. I'm liking it more. But man, this is good. I like this. I like this a lot. I think there's something too. Do you think other breweries know that there's something to not only fresh hops? Do you think it's the hipster in them where they're like, I'm only going to use the fresh hops in my fresh hop beer?
It's a good question.
I think Seven Seas has a little bit of that hipstery going on.
Oh, 100%.
I think that's why theirs sucks. Part of why it sucks.
It's hard because there's two levels of hipsters. There are the... there's probably more than two, honestly, if I was to really like dive into this topic. But for this conversation, there's two hipsters.
There's two.
There are the puritanical hipsters, as in like they're like, oh, an IPA is made with these specific ingredients in this specific temperature and at this specific alcohol percentage.
Can we talk about how tasty the burps are, though? I noticed you just give yourself a little burp. I don't know.
I wasn't paying attention.
Sorry. Okay. I think
it's a big thing for you. So.
It is. I don't know. I also burp a lot.
Yeah. So
I burp too frequently. So I'm sorry. Continue.
But you know what I mean? Like they're
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
oh, everything has to be this precise thing. So
Yeah.
if it's a fresh hop, it has to be only made with the freshest of hops.
Yeah, we talk shit on those people often.
It's such a dumb way of living your life, I think. Like I'm here to have good beer, not to have the most pure whatever.
And before you even go into that, the second variety of said hipster, I'll even expand upon that too. So I have been personally getting more back into guitar recently. I've been watching a lot of there's this pedal company called JHS. Shout out to them. Not that they are watching this, and not that anybody who uses their pedals watches this, but shout out to them. They're awesome dudes.
If you want to get pedals, get them from them, is what he's saying.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're into guitar and you want pedals, get JHS pedals. They're sick.
Yeah.
So I've watched a lot of their videos, and one thing that I love that in like all of their videos they do is like, so this is the standard way of doing stuff, but just try stuff. They're like, fuck all these rules of all these like hipster guitarists. Like, this is how you have to line things up. This is the order of different pedals you got to have things in. He's like, fuck, if you want to do reverb first, fucking do it. Who cares? Just try shit. Like, if you like the way it sounds, if you like the way it tastes, then it's good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fuck the purists.
And E9 was a little bit that way this year. I asked Todd about doing a fresh hop, and he's like, nah, we just think they go bad too quickly. And I was like,
what?
Like, on a certain level, you're not wrong.
Right.
But at the same time, 90% of your customers don't care. And then the other 10% care enough where they'll buy it today.
They will show up day of release. Like if you promo it like the week or two prior, they'll show up day of release.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think when you have a little chat with Todd, that's a little bothersome that he would even think that way.
Yeah, I don't,
Not saying we're changing anyone's mind.
It's always a hard thing to decipher with E9, whether that's like a Todd opinion or if that's
true. That's true.
Owner's opinion. And that's just kind of the way it is.
Yeah. He's just like, hey, I don't make the rules. This is just what was told to me.
Like, he told me we don't fruit non-sour beers. Like, they'll never fruit an IPA with like beaches or whatever. And that I could tell. I was like, that's also opinion shared by him. And I was like, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. I'm not saying that breweries that do try that are wrong, but I agree with that 100%. I like it that way.
And then there's been a couple times where he's been like, I don't think the owners would 100% do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you can tell he's like, I'm not against XYZ, but
I would make a beer like that, but I don't make all the decisions.
exactly.
So, I don't know where this one stands. So
Yeah, I don't know.
But I was just thinking, I was like, you're right.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah,
it's like the other hipsters were like, an IPA is made with a fresh hop IPA is only made with fresh hops. It's like, okay, I don't even think you're right on that. But I'll grant you that. I don't care.
Yeah. I think you're missing the point. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste great. So let's start to improve that dimension of what's going on here. So the second type of hipster.
I thought you already went over that.
Did I go over that?
Yeah, the pedals, the cool guys are like.
No, that was the previous. That was the first. That was the first. Form of
that
hipster.
was the foil. What?
No, that was the. I was echoing. I was drawing a comparison between the first type of hipster in the beer realm.
No, I was actually gonna say the second type of hipsters are like the pedals guys.
I am confused at the differentiation between the two. Then.
Well, no, not like the bad, but like the do whatever you want to make it sound good. Like the guys at JHS.
Oh, you're okay.
I was saying
got you.
Two different. Like,
got you.
You just are like, and you got the hipsters that are like,
wow,
do what you love.
Look at that. I made the comparison in the opposite direction.
I thought you were like, I'm gonna take the second hipster, and I was like, great. And then you said that, and I was like, yeah,
wow, you nailed it.
You got what I was going for. So we're so in sync.
Yeah,
like the boy band.
We finish each other's, yeah, totally. Beer.
I don't want you to finish my beer.
No, I don't either. Actually, this is pretty tasty. I'm enjoying this again. But I like. There's something too. So I've told you about the distillery back in Illinois, have I? Where they grow all their own ingredients on prem.
It sounds vaguely familiar, so probably.
Sure. No, I just like this idea, the homegrown thing where they grow their own all their malts and hops. I think that's cool. So the distillery back home, all of the ingredients, everything from the water from the well that they use to the corn that's grown in the fields. All of it's shit. What's it fucking called? I keep thinking plantation, but that's not the word. Estate? I don't know what I'm trying to think of. But either way, I just like, I don't know. Maybe that's super hipstery, but I just think that's cool. Where you're like, yeah, I grow all my own shit, and I make my own shit out of the shit that I grow.
I mean, it's cool, but like, if you're selling a product, I hope your shit's good.
Sure. No, absolutely.
You have to be good at it.
Yeah, no, if it's shit, I'm like, I don't really care that you grew it. It's ass.
Yeah, where I have a problem with that is like, oftentimes quality gets sacrificed for hipsterness.
Totally.
And I'm a big believer in, even from like a person perspective, like what you do in life, your job and your relationships, all those things, you should put all of your energy into your strengths.
Yeah.
Because your weaknesses will never be a strength. They're always your weaknesses. So why bet on those things just to make them a little bit better when you can double down on your strengths and get a lot more of the benefit from them? A
lot quicker, nonetheless.
Yeah. So it's like a distillery or a brewery or something like this is a fun project. I agree. But that's where like even this, I'm like, I think a fresh hop Leota May would just be better.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh
God, that'd be good.
So that's where it's like hard for me because I'm like, if someone's like, oh, we do 100% of everything that we do in house, I'm like, you probably don't do anything amazing then.
Sure.
Or you don't recognize the improvements that can be made just by finding someone else who does something better than you do.
Even if it's like
partnering with them or purchasing from them, that kind of thing.
Yeah, even if it's like a small aspect of the project too, like it could make all the difference in the outcome. So while you were saying that, I even thought to myself, this distillery that I'm talking about, that was pretty early on in my experience with whiskey in general, honestly, that I went there. And so I'd be curious if it holds up now after having tried a lot more whiskeys.
Say that like an alcoholic.
A lot more. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah, I mean it's quite a bit. I mean, going from like having tried like Jack Daniels and Jim Beam to a bunch of shit that I can't even remember now. So
to $70 Manhattans.
Jesus Christ, yeah. No, that's new for me. Fucking hell.
That'll probably remain new.
Yep. I think so. Based off the experience, I think so.
Yeah, we had $70 Manhattans, by the way.
No big deal.
Unfortunately, they weren't like out of this world to me.
It was good.
It was really good.
Not amazing.
It was really good.
It was really good.
But it was not
Top tier.
It wasn't $70 like worth. Probably wasn't even like $30 worth to me. Like, it was just very like it was like a good Manhattan.
I could see someone spending $30, $40 on that. I could see that. That being said, I'm also not super well versed in Manhattans.
Exactly.
I think
I don't like Manhattans.
I think they're pretty good. They're not my favorite drink. I would much rather have an old fashioned.
Yes.
So
agreed.
But
at the end of the day, the Sazerac from Zach is the best drink they make.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic.
But it does have to be from Zach is the other thing.
Absolutely. There's no getting around it. I don't give a shit what that lady said.
No, Zach said that. He's like, any of our bartenders can make it.
I don't give a shit
one like last
what that
week,
lady said.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that happening.
God, it was just loud. I don't even care about anything else. It was just so loud that I wasn't expecting it.
So just to get into the rating so we can move along like I know you do.
Yeah.
For look, I said, and it was all yellow.
That's accurate. Yeah, there's no getting around that.
And there wasn't any, like, I was going to comment on the head, and I was like, that's not, like, anything comment worthy, or it's kind of just it to me.
I'll throw an adjective. I'll throw a noun in there.
Mm-hmm.
Straw.
Okay.
I'm getting rid of it then. Going on to smell. I don't think I've really smelt this beer.
Well, straw. The problem with straw is like, is that a color? Is that a smell? Is that a taste? Is that a?
I already said it was a look. It's how it looks.
No, I know that's what category that you wrote it in. I was just saying, like,
I'm with you on smell too. I don't think there's.
It's just grassy.
It's just like. Actually, another beer that smells similar to this is Half Acre's Daisy Cutter.
I know.
Similar. I think it's a little bit stronger and more one-dimensional, but yeah.
And the taste of this is much more vegetal than Daisy Cutter. The taste is grassy. This taste is like baby spinach.
Well, and this is a little more leafy green.
Yeah.
The Daisy Cutter is more grassy flower.
Like springtime.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I should get some Daisy Cutter while I'm out in Chicago.
Wouldn't say no to that.
Pretty good. All right, taste. We've actually talked pretty good about taste already. It's... I'm trying to think of like an order of operations here. You know what I mean? As far as taste goes, so I think vegetal / bitter is right up front. You get smacked in the face with that. Because I don't think it's like, ooh, it's not like a weird like medicine-y vegetal up front. It's like a vegetal bitterness that you're getting up front.
I'm describing baby spinach.
I think baby spinach is fair.
That's what it tastes like.
Yeah, there's no getting around that.
I will say the bitterness is really nice in this.
Yeah, I think it's I think they nailed the bitterness level. That's fantastic. And that's another thing that I've still been jonesing for is like a nice bitter IPA. So this is refreshing in that aspect. I think herbal is fair to say. It has nuances. It's not super complex, if that can even exist.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. So here's a problem that we continue to run into that it maybe we'd have to try them side by side, but I think it is true for this beer.
You love side by side comparisons.
I do. It's because I have a hard time conceptualizing things outside of in the moment, personally. So I don't know. I think it's true for pretty much.
So what beer are you wanting side by side?
No, itself. I'm getting to a point, I promise. I want it side by side with itself. What I'm getting at is that I don't know that the fact that this Simcoe is a fresh hop is making all that big of a difference.
So, okay. You would like to try side by side comparison, which is normal Simcoe hops, non-fresh, whether it's...
Yes. Yeah. This exact same beer, just not fresh hop.
I bet they don't do that.
Well, I bet they don't either, but I'm just saying, like, ideally, I would like to do that because I don't know that the fresh hop is really making a difference in this beer. And I think, and that's what I was saying. I think like 2 years ago, we ran into this a lot. We were like, it's good, but I don't think I would. The fact that it's a fresh hop isn't popping out at me.
I bet that the vegetalness goes down.
That would make sense.
I bet this is like very heavily.
You think you'd like it more if it wasn't fresh hop?
I don't know that I'd like it more because I bet this is very heavily Simcoe hopped.
Probably.
Because like you were saying, I think if they added more Citra to this, got a little more juicy, then I think it probably would be better.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, you're right. It is. I mean, it's the one hop they call out. It's the one hop that they call out to be a fresh hop. So I am with you. I think it is pretty heavy in the Simcoe area. And so that and the fact that it's fresh hop, yeah, that would make sense that it would lead to a little bit more of a vegetal beer.
And Simcoe is a very bitter hop. So that kind of lines up with why it has a really good bittering profile.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I got something crazy to throw out at you.
Yeah, please.
Now we're red zone, 10 yards in to the touchdown arena here on taste, but you want to give it a little gargle?
Okay. Yeah. Here, let me mid gargle. Hit me with the information here.
I don't have any information. I was just asking.
Okay.
If you wanted to go with the gargle.
Okay. Wow. Really had high expectations here, and then you just cut me at the knees. So all right, but yeah, I'll give it a go and see what happens. It livens it up. It makes it a little sweeter, which helps with the vegetalness.
I gave it a little suck and aerated it, and I was like, actually, aeration probably helps quite a bit.
It actually really does. I don't know if like kind of sloshing it in the mouth could kind of create that same effect.
Yeah, aerating. I literally went.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think getting a little slurp and then kind of give it a little washing machine with the tongue once or twice. That really changes the beer. And not an obnoxious amount of effort, I would add.
No, not too bad.
I don't think giving a slosh or two with your tongue is obnoxious.
If you had a wine aerator, though, and you poured this through it, I think you'd probably significantly improve.
Oh, man. I wonder what that would do to the carbonation, though.
A little bit.
Probably fuck it.
I don't think it would fuck it because it's just, it would just be pouring heavier, but.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Interesting. Well, gotta head on back to Yakima, grab another 4-pack, and pour the fuck out of this shit real hard.
No thanks.
Yeah, no thanks. It was a bit of a drive. Could not have been more thankful that we stopped at the cabin on Friday.
I know, what a great idea.
It absolutely was. Thank you
did not
so
attend.
much. Didn't even partake in. I am very sorry. Because I got some pictures. I mean, maybe we could put them in here into maybe not. Sometimes we think things and we're like, cool, not gonna do that. Sometimes things and you're just like, it's worth the 2 seconds. So, but either way, their new building is pretty fucking impressive. Like the amount that they were able to cycle through at a given time, it's just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And even like me, I mean, you'd be the same way too. Like I don't know anything like mechanically about the system that it takes to, harvest these hops. But at the same time, like even not knowing fucking anything and basing it off of 2 years ago when I saw their operations to this year, I'm like, from an outsider looking in, I can even tell that things are running a lot more smoothly and just like
it's awesome.
Yeah. So it's super cool. Awesome for them. Really cool that
not for Bellbreaker, by the way.
Sorry, yeah, not Bellbreaker. Double R hop ranches, which is where these hops are from. And they're killing it.
I'm sure Bellbreaker has a great operation too. So
I'm sure they do.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do. Yeah, but
we don't know them well enough. To comment on that.
No, I'm specifically talking about double.
Which we
hop.
did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but I'm specifically talking about double R hop ranches, and so I'm excited. I'm excited to see Fremont's fresh hop beer. All of those hops in that beer came from double R. And so that's going to be really cool. I'm very excited to see how that turns out.
I saw it on Total Wine's website.
Ooh.
Said you can't order it, but it might be in the store.
Oh.
I was like, okay. But
I think...
And...
that'd probably be right around now.
Did you know there's a Total Wine at the Tacoma Mall now?
No, that is amazing.
That is so amazing.
It's such great news, honestly, because I never want to drive all the way up to Federal Way, especially I don't want to drive back from Federal Way.
So now we have something very, very close.
Thank God. Fuck you, Bevmo. Just figure your shit out,
They got problems.
They got problems.
Bevmo is like a better, but in a lot of ways worse, liquor store.
Yeah. No, absolutely is what it is.
We were at a liquor store in Florida when we were down there.
Okay.
And this liquor...
What for?
Liquor.
Can you be more specific?
What do you mean?
I was just wondering, was there something specifically that you were looking for? Or was it just like, we need some alcohols and we're going to go there?
Well, so just so you know,
okay,
they don't sell liquor at grocery stores.
Oh, you know what? I did know that at some point.
So,
yeah,
if I wanted to make a margarita, which I'm in Florida, I wanted to make a margarita
every day.
I had to go to the liquor store.
A little obnoxious.
So, but it's fine. It was right next to Publix.
Sure.
And Publix is great.
That's good marketing for them.
So it was really convenient because we were already at the grocery store buying, limes for said margaritas.
Yep.
And go in there and my dad's been obsessed, as you know, with the Whistle Pig Boss Hog.
Uh-huh.
$70 Manhattan. And he goes to the whiskey section. I walk back there. I'm like, oh, Whistle Pig. And he's like, oh, no Boss Hogg. And this little, like, Indian, Middle Eastern lady is like, oh, I have Boss Hogg. And she walks us back, like, kind of behind the counter, but it's like kind of blocked off by this like rack.
Oh.
She
walks you guys behind the counter.
Yes.
Okay.
She's got Boss Hogg. She's got Blanton's. She's got Colonel E.H. Taylor. She's got all the fucking good stuff. And so we walk out, and I have this epiphany. I'm like, oh, it's not the case for Florida, obviously, but especially here, because our liquor stores actually have some pretty good stuff too. Maybe not to that level, but they have some good stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, liquor stores really had to differentiate themselves from grocery store, like liquor aisles.
Yeah.
So they had to like have stock of like really good stuff, because like a lot of our liquor aisles have like, occasionally you'll go and you'll have like, a Macallan 10, like a $50 bottle of scotch, but nothing like anything more than that.
Right.
You don't have like any of like the really nice stuff unless you go to like Total Wine.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, some of our liquor stores actually have like small batch bourbons and like some really nice scotches and all that stuff. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's probably why they've had to like, level up. But to bring it full circle, Bevmo is the worst of both worlds.
Yes, they are.
Bevmo is like a grocery store liquor aisle, just bigger. Or not even a liquor store. Just kind of suck ass.
They even have a very sad beer selection, and not just nationally. Their beer selection locally sucks ass.
Yeah.
There's nothing at Bevmo local that I can't find at Safeway.
I occasionally can find like some of the like more eccentric beers to find, like Wolf Pup, and All Day IPA, like some of the stuff you just don't like really see in, because like they're like semi-national beers, I guess.
But that's the thing, right? Like those are things that I don't expect at a Safeway. Those are things that I expect from a Bevmo, because they're such big beers nationally.
But even like to your point, like Bevmo, it's like 50-50 if it's going to be like, if you're really like craving it all day and you're like, I don't want to drive to Puyallup or Federal Way for an all day,
right? So
I'm going to swing by Bevmo.
50,
like you're rolling the dice, bro.
Yeah, honestly, it's sad. It really is. They really need to step up their game, because
no, they don't. They don't need to. We have Total Wine now.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing, because it's too late.
I don't give a fuck.
It is too late now. Yeah. You missed your chance. They had a really good slot in Tacoma. They had a really good slot.
Great spot. Yeah.
And you're fucked.
You are fucked.
I only slightly hope you go out of business. Slightly. I would feel bad for everybody who works there, but I slightly hope you go out of business, to teach you a lesson, to just be better. It's not that hard.
Feel I wrote dry.
Yes.
Decent.
That is not a word.
Decently light.
That is a word.
And then critiques I wrote more dimensional.
Yep.
On the Citra end, now after doing that, I don't know where to write. Maybe in thoughts, like aerating.
Oh yeah, I think that's very. I think it's very thoughtful. Aerate it. It's a good idea. It helps a lot.
I don't know if you want to add to any of those.
Nope. I think we kind of came to those conclusions, and I couldn't agree more with them. So.
I don't know where I'm at on the rating scale at all yet. So
this is so ironic, because I'm set. We started to get into a conversation. We took a little bit of a sidebar, and I took a sneak peek and I made my mind up. So yeah, so you go ahead and do the thing where you're looking, going back and forth while I continue to talk.
I've just had a lot of sidebars going in my head.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's good.
So, sidebar number 2.
Sure.
I finished all the Fast movies, except for Tokyo, which I don't care to watch again. And Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, you should watch it. It's a little goofy.
No, I bought it.
Oh, okay.
Just haven't watched it.
Okay, my bad.
Elizabeth and I watched The Gentleman.
What's
and it's a film
Okay.
with Charlie Hunnam and some other dudes, Matthew McConaughey, and it's about weed, and it's pretty good. We really liked it. My parents hated it, so I don't know what to tell you. We really enjoyed it. We were also quite bevved up, and
Well, all right.
we started watching Hobbs and Shaw. And we were an hour and 20 minutes into it, and then we got in a whole conversation about something for not like bad, or just like talking.
Yeah.
And like,
So something you weren't really paying attention through, and then all of a sudden you just weren't watching it.
yeah, and then like 40 minutes later, an hour later, I was like, do you want to keep watching the movie, or should we like go upstairs, go to bed, all that stuff? And she's like, to be honest, I haven't watched like a single second of this movie. I'm like, okay,
Right.
what's the last thing you remembered? She's like, well, like they were brother and sister, and that's pretty much it. And I was like, so 10 seconds of the movie, like literally, like
Yeah.
you find that out in like 10 seconds.
You watched the introduction. Good job.
She's like, yep. Okay, I guess we're not going to restart this. I guess we're
not going to stay up for another 2
we're not gonna
hours.
continue, or we're going to restart. So we're just, okay.
You're like, I was in it for another hour to 45 minutes, but I'm not going to watch another 2.5 hours of this.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I'm not going to finish it, and then like tomorrow you'd be like, let's restart the movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So we'll just restart it.
We'll
at
just,
some
yeah,
point.
that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, I'm almost fully ready to go for the next film.
Nice.
Basically is my point.
That's fair. That's good. I've been real back and forth because I'll get to a movie and be like, I don't want to watch the next one. I want to watch 2 movies from now. And then I'll be like, oh, now I want to go back and watch the one I missed. And I've been hopscotching around. So
In the series?
in the series, yeah.
That's kinda crazy.
So watched 1, 2.
Yep.
I watched 4 recently. I watched 5 or 6. I can't remember.
What was the heist?
The bank vault one. 5. All right, so I watched 5. I think I need to watch.
I mean, you're all in order right now.
Well, no, I didn't.
Except for Tokyo, but
Well, because I think I watched. Oh yeah, because I watched 4 a while ago. So I guess it really was more like
4, 1, 2,
4,
5.
1, 2, 5. Yeah. So, but still relatively.
Yeah.
And then I think I watched 8. And so it's just
That's the
7.
newest one.
Yes. Well,
Now it's not, but for us, it's the newest one.
yeah. So I think I need to watch 6 and 7, and then I'll be good.
So 8
Yeah.
is the one where, spoiler alert, just kidding, I don't really care.
Yeah.
8
It's
is
been out so long.
Yeah. 8 is the one where it's the crew versus Dom.
Right.
So you watch that one.
Yes. Yeah. He's because what they got what's her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was like,
It was fine. It was fine. It was fine.
there's some cool scenes, but like,
It's hard without Brian.
it is hard without Brian. And then the other thing was,
It's actually really sad because even the crew talks about how hard it is to even film without him there. Like
I'm
they
sure.
like every time they go to film another movie, they all at some point get a little emotional.
Well, and
It's-
then they have to bring it up in 8. Like they have to
Right.
talk about it. They're
Yep.
like, we swore we weren't going to bring him in.
yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's tough, man.
That scene where they attach all the lines to Dom's car was just so dumb to me.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much of a physical representation of like people actually holding him down and him breaking away.
So
like,
weird.
oh, we get it. Dom's strong. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, just come on.
Well, like they're all holding him in place, and you just think like, okay, why doesn't someone just ram him? Especially The Rock with the huge truck.
No
Just
shit.
fucking
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done so.
It's a little cheesy, a little goofy, but I mean, at this point, when you're 8 movies in, you know, you kind of just accept the things that are happening.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Again, they're just keep escalating. So at some point,
one would think there's a ceiling somewhere, but I don't know. Still got to watch 9. So,
and then tangent number 3
sure.
was Alien.
Ooh,
Gotta get back on that.
Yeah, we got to get back on that. We could do that this weekend. We could watch at least one. Ooh, Alien. One. What do you mean when?
When?
Don't tell me when. We could do it like...
We got so much shit going on.
We could do it Friday. We could do
You got Renee's birthday.
Yep, that's tomorrow.
And then the beer run.
And that's Saturday. I think we'd do it tomorrow.
I was thinking about making pizza tomorrow.
That'd be a great time for that.
Full circle.
Actually, that's not true. That'd be a terrible time for that. As far as you, time-wise.
Oh, I was thinking about making pizza Friday this morning.
Okay.
So it really wouldn't be a terrible time.
Well, if you're down, I'm
absolutely
just down.
You know,
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how.
Sure.
How do?
Yeah, I gotta time it all out. You know, yeah.
I'm ready.
So,
By the way,
okay, good. 3, 2, 1.
3.5.
That's fair.
I pulled a U. I'm gonna go right in the middle, which is funny because you also went right in the middle of 2 ratings. So.
Yep. And I would like to hear which way you're swaying.
Maybe I'll pull a U and not say.
Wow, that's
No.
intense.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
great.
Yeah, same.
So our description for great is the flavors don't hit perfect to make an A. For example, it's not hoppy enough. Like in that 4 to 4.5 category, it's like obviously the flavors aren't perfect because it's not like a 5. It's not like the top tier. But the idea is that the 4 to 4.5 range is like there are smaller things that you would have to like adjust across the beer to make it into that like top tier category. The 3.5 to 4 is like much more like there are major things that I would like major flavor profiles that I would change, like not hoppy enough.
Yeah. And then there's like some specificities within the hoppiness that you would want to tweak. And that's where, again, you're in that 4 to 4.5 range where you're like, it's hoppy enough, but like I would rather kind of just slightly slide this direction with it, you know? So yeah, I think we're both, I mean, we're both in that same category. It's a very high, it's a high B, I should say. It's a mid to high B. I don't think either of us are mad about this beer. We've kind of really gone over our beefs with this beer, but if you want to go ahead and just kind of state your reasonings.
No, yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, it's got an amazing hop profile, but for me, and this is probably the difference between us, is that like for me, it's too vegetal where you like that flavor. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not partial to it either.
Right.
But the fact is, it's pretty one-dimensional in the bitterness. It's a great bitterness.
Yeah.
The vegetalness is nice, and I think that's what we're getting from the fresh hop, but I would like to see more of the Citra come in. And I'm really nailing in that Citra because I think having that like orange brightness to counteract that vegetalness in the fresh hop would really play well together. I think the kind of melon to tropicalness of the mosaic, I think it would just be a little overwhelming on the bitter side. So I just like to see like when I aerated it in my mouth, it really brought those orange flavors to life, and that was really nice. With like if I poured this through an aerator, it probably would push it into that 4, even into that 4 to 4.5 range for me. But as it stands, it's leaving a little bit to be desired. Still a great beer.
I don't think I could say anything different from you. I think even just looking at our ratings, I think that speaks for itself how on par we are with each other and exactly with what we think about this beer. The flavor profiles, especially that vegetableness, like you said, I'm a little bit more partial to, where you dislike that a little bit more. That lines up perfectly with what we rate it, but I think we both have the exact same problems. I think we both want a little bit more Citra specifically. If it had a little bit of that orangey, zest kind of going on there, like I think that would significantly boost this guy up a little bit because, yeah, it is pretty one-dimensional. I think the body is great. I wouldn't really want to change a whole lot of like the multi-profile going on. I think they did a pretty good job with that, which is also points to them. That's really cool. Yeah. They grew all of them themselves, and
True.
Just that. Yeah, that's all them. So that's really, really good on them. They did a fantastic job with that. I think it's just slightly poor, as far as the ration of which hops they went with, and I agree. One might be tempted to add a little bit more mosaic, but I think that would add a little bit. That would change the bitterness, and that would fuck some things up in that end. I really just want a little bit more Citra, and I think that would really put this in the sweet spot. If you added more Citra, I don't think this beer will be able to get better from there.
Yeah, I mean
that would be the top tier for this beer, is to just add a little more Citra.
Aeration puts it into that 4 to 4.5 category in my mind.
Yeah,
I can't say that for sure, but
right
from my little bit of experience, I think it probably does.
Yeah,
I think if you actually had more Citra, it's probably in that 4.5 to 5.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. Could absolutely see it. So, good job, Bale Breaker. It's fantastic. Minor tweaks is really what we're talking about when it boils down to it. It's a good beer. I would totally buy this again, personally.
Yeah, if I saw this in the grocery store, I'd pick it up.
Yep, it's fantastic. 100%. Yep, absolutely love it.
So. That podcast over, but this is releasing on Tuesday. Last Sunday, a couple days ago.
True.
Nick and I.
Yep.
Went on a beer run.
That is accurate.
Now, little secret, if you haven't watched it yet.
Sure.
We don't run at all.
No, that's
not a single moment are we going to run.
Never would I want that in my life.
We might run for the meme. But more than likely, because it's in the future for us.
Yes, it is.
More than likely, not going to run at all.
No.
But we're going to be outside.
We're going to be outside.
Having a couple beers.
Yep.
It's going to be a fun Pints episode. We're going to visit 9, 10 breweries.
Yeah. It's going to be very wham, bam, bam. And there'll be some vlogging between is what I foresee. Who knows what's going to happen?
I don't know. We have no plan.
We're just going to try stuff, and we're going to be there, and we'll be doing it, and it's going to happen.
It's in Poulsbo, so some new breweries, and we're going to have a good time. And so if you'd like to check that out, it's on our YouTube channel. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, it's the last video that's posted. Pretty easy to find. Other than that, YouTube stuff, who cares?
See ya.